Hey folks, Cheap Prepper here. As you can tell from the title, this is episode 5 with the topic of quote-unquote organic gardening. Now, if you've been following the series, episode 1 was about aquaponics. So now we're just covering the, quote-unquote organic gardening. This is more of a topic about, the old school hippie type model of gardening. Not using pesticides, not using genetically modified or genetically engineered crops, just using gardening processes that have been used for a couple hundred years. Now, with the organic gardening, depending on the region that you live in, you're not going to be able to grow some things. I live in a colder climate area where, it would be hard-pressed to grow plants that take longer to grow. I mean, corn is one that takes a little while to grow. I don't know what's going on with my seeds, but I have a lettuce that supposedly takes like 80-something days to grow to harvest, which is way too long for lettuce. But I would like to add that with organic gardening, there's certain things that have come to light that I would consider them organic. One is double digging, which is, you mark out the area that you're going to be using for your garden, and you dig 12 inches, or actually dig it out, and, break it up so that it's loose, and then you dig the next 12 inches so that it's loose, and then, excuse me, you take the dirt that you actually dug out of the area and loosely put it back in. That allows the roots of the plants to go deeper, so that the plants will be more resilient and robust, and you'll get a better harvest in probably a shorter period of time. The second thing I wanted to talk about was vermiculture, which could have easily been done for thousands of years. I'm not sure. I haven't really done a whole lot of research on it. But basically what vermiculture is using worms to break down organic matter. And there's two byproducts of vermiculture. There's compost, and there's fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, which is, a great source of nutrients for plants. The compost takes, I'm not sure if it says it on my calendar or not, but no, it's probably in the previous month. But it says that it takes several months to get a good compost, 4 to 6 months or something. But the compost, the organic matter that you put in the compost bin this growing season wouldn't be able to be used until next growing season. The one thing that does occur almost immediately is the liquid fertilizer. It's basically worm urine, but it's a mixture of the worm urine and distillate from the organic matter. And as I said in past episodes, that liquid fertilizer can be traded, used. I mean, you can make all kinds of deals with it. So I'm sure a lot of people will be getting some from me this year because I'll definitely be doing the vermiculture. Another part of organic gardening that I wanted to talk about was heirloom varieties of different types of plants. You know, I've heard of heirloom tomatoes or heirloom corn. Maybe, I think I've heard about heirloom potatoes, like some off-the-wall variety. Let's see, what else would there be? There's heirloom cucumbers. And basically what heirloom means is that I can't say that it hasn't been genetically engineered or genetically modified, especially can't say that it's genetically modified, because nature genetically modifies each offspring of anything. You know, even humans are genetically modified naturally. You know, a mother and a male and a female have a child or an offspring. That child is not going to be a genetic copy of either of them. It actually has its own genetic makeup, separate from the genetic makeup that it gets from its mother and father. So nature, when it comes to plants, will do the same thing. You know, say with corn, the offspring from a corn plant aren't or isn't necessarily going to be the same genetic makeup of the parent plant. It's just how nature works. That's adaptation. It's, you know, it's the evolution adaptation mixture that I was talking about in episode 4. And if anybody has watched or listened to my, let's see, was it, hold on, where is, I'm not sure where is it in online articles? I don't think, maybe I did an audio of it. But it was, maybe it was just a note I was working on. But basically, the Waterworld, from the Waterworld movie, I'm calling it the Waterworld Project. And basically, building floating islands, you could still, even on a floating island, do organic gardening. And you would have less a chance of pests and bugs and the like, because they can't find you. You're out in the ocean or in open water. I mean, if you had a floating island on the Mississippi, they're still going to find you. But let's see, there was something else I was thinking about with oh yeah, you know, this is kind of gross. It kind of goes along with what was it, episode 2? Yeah. In order to build up your compost to have a better nutrient balance, I saw some videos probably 2 months ago now of like intentional communities where the men would urinate on bales of hay. And what that did was, it didn't just help break down the hay to be more of a compost material. It added nutrients from the urine. I mean, the H2O that was in the urine would filter down into the ground, but it would leave behind, what would it be, potassium, I think? But potassium is one of the three major nutrients that plants thrive on. So, there's a lot of different ideas of living an organic lifestyle, from, the ideas that I've presented to having a very large variety of different, like micro businesses, such as, creating vegetable oil from surplus seeds, that was an interesting thing that I thought of, that when you harvest, say, tomatoes or cucumbers, anything that has seed, you take that seed, you set aside the stuff you're going to use for next year and the year after, and the rest of it can go to make vegetable oil. And as some people know, vegetable oil can be used like diesel. It just has to stay above a certain temperature to be used. There's been stories in the mainstream news that have talked about people that go around to fast food restaurants and pick up used vegetable oil. And what they do is take it back to their house or farm or whatever, and the first thing they do is filter it, because if there's particulates in the oil because it's been used. And once it's filtered, I believe they heat it up to a certain degree. I'm not really sure of the temperature. And then they put it into barrels, metal barrels, usually metal barrels. And then they can use that as a fuel source instead of paying whatever ridiculous price they have going now for diesel. But I think that's pretty much it for the organic gardening. I don't think I have any books that are specifically organic gardening based or anything of the like. Besides the new book, well, not the newest book, but where did I put it? I must have put it somewhere and forgot where I put it. But it basically, it advocates for genetically, quote-unquote, genetically engineered plants where, like, they're resistant, like they were talking about a rice strain that was resistant to flood. Yeah, all in good, but what effects does it have on humans over the long term? They don't do tests like that because they just want their product out there. Well, why can't I find that book? It's really strange. Oh, I know where it is. Okay. Shit. The book is called Tomorrow's Table, Organic Farming, Genetics, and the Future of Food. It's by Pamela C. Ronald and, let's see if I can get his name right, Raoul W. Adamchak. And, it's a married couple, I guess, and one person is a geneticist, and the other one is, the other one teaches organic growing, which is kind of a weird pairing, but whatever. That's kind of it for now. I'm sure I'll do a follow-up episode if I can think of anything. So, until next time, God bless you and yours.